Hey, dude.
What up, dude?
What's going on?
How's it going?
It's going.
Hanging out, living the dream in the snow.
Yeah? What's
Loving the
that?
snow.
What's
It's this
snow?
white stuff. It looks like cocaine,
Oh.
but it doesn't get you as high.
Ah,
You know, you'll get a brain freeze if you snort it, but you won't get high.
nice.
So yeah, I have officially snowblowed my driveway more this week alone than I have the entire winter.
Wow. So you've had a mild winter up until now, basically, in terms
Yeah.
of the snow.
Yes, turns of the snow. Yeah, I snow in one day. I snowblowed my driveway 4 times.
Jeez. You got a big ass driveway too, from what I remember.
It only takes me about 35 minutes to snowblow at once.
Yeah, well, you got a big ass driveway, dude. It's like what, 2, 3 car wide and long.
It's 2 car wide. I would say 2.5. Two
Yeah.
and a half car wide and probably 8 deep.
Yeah, you could fit like
I
you
could probably fit 16 cars in my driveway.
yeah, it's a big ass driveway. So I mean, you almost need it. Could I remember that one time? It was years ago, but when I came over on a snowy day and you guys were shoveling before you got the
Yeah.
snowblower. Like
Yeah.
I would hate to fucking shovel your driveway, but snowblower is probably not so bad.
Yeah, no. Well, it still sucks because we have cracks
Oh,
and
if you hit
divots
that, yeah,
and you're like fucking just going along and the boom, oh fuck, you
yeah,
get jammed in the stomach. Yeah, that shit's fun. Love that. That's my favorite part of snow blowing.
yeah,
Yeah. And then because we have Dukes, I snow blow a little section in the backyard as well.
yeah.
And they're stupid dogs because they'll go and they'll walk around in it and sniff around, and then they'll jump into 75 feet of snow, run around and like try and poop and can't because the snow touches their ass, and then they'll come back and poop in the fucking area that I covered for them.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just do it in the first place, you fucking dumbass?
I
You know,
think I think what it is dogs need to like run around to kind of get it out. Like, you know what I
maybe
mean?
look it up a little bit.
Yeah, it got to work through the pipes there, and then so if you run around and work through the pipes, and then you're like ready to turtle head, and they're like, all right, I gotta go. And then have you heard that dogs calibrate like that whole spinning they do, and then they bow up to take a shit, but they're usually in the north south. Like watch your dogs next time they take a shit, and they will line up in like north south. They either be facing north or they'll be facing south. It's like a thing. They calibrate before they shit.
Well, my dogs are weird because they're usually east-west.
Maybe it is east west. I could have sworn it was north south, but
I don't know. My dogs are stupid, so maybe they're supposed to go north-south, but they're calibrated
I could
wrong.
have that wrong. I just know like supposedly that it's like a thing that dogs will they will do that. It'll be like they're either I want to say it's north south, but I like I said it could be east west, but just watch because they'll always poop in one of those directions though.
Yeah.
Or maybe you do have weird dogs. Maybe they just like
Man,
yeah,
they
we're
are, they
not
are.
gonna poop in the normal. But like here's the thing. I guess I never knew about that until I read it somewhere, one of those like dog websites that because I would have thought, like, well, fuck, who gives a shit what direction you're facing? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. Is there a thing that, like, I also heard that there's a thing like they build houses where the toilets are facing in a certain line too. I don't know, or if yours isn't, you will. I don't know. Maybe I'm like going down a weird rabbit hole of whatever. It seems like there I read something too that like if your toilet is in I believe it's north south line that you will have better shits or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I just Googled it. It does say that according to research, dogs tend to face a north-south direction when they poop.
Okay, so I was right.
Yeah, my dogs are weird.
So you're 100% sure your dogs are east-west
Yeah,
shitters?
yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
Humans generally don't face a specific direction when pooping. There's no biological reason to consistently face a particular way while using the toilet.
Gotcha.
So, so
All
we
right.
don't we don't have to poop a certain way. So that's good.
Okay. Well,
But I do pee while I have one leg up. So I don't know if that's a common thing or not.
that's just a learned behavior.
It could be. Could be.
Well, dogs lift their leg when male dogs do.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Our neighbor female dog does.
She lifts her leg.
Yep.
So she was probably around male dogs and just
Phoenix,
started doing, yeah.
our male dog, when they first got her, they'd bring her over to the house and they'd play and he'd run and lift his leg and she'd do it.
Yeah.
But Harley's a football player. She looks like she's ready to fucking huddle. We always say hut hut hike when she pees.
Oh, yeah, because
It's so
she's,
funny. The way that she squats down. She does. She looks like she's a football player. It's
yeah.
hilarious.
Speaking of football, Super Bowl was last week, real time.
Yeah, it was.
And you didn't watch any of it, correct?
I watched all of zero of it. Yes. Yes.
Nice. Nice. So we put it on just because it's more of a like just something that we do. Normally we'd go to a party, but we've moved and there's
You have
nobody
no
down here
friends.
to yeah, we have no friends down here. But watched that blowout of a game and yeah, it was interesting.
Did you see the Mahomes interview that I sent you?
No.
We should play that right now.
Is it what'd you send it to?
Oh, hold on. Let me send it to the right one. Yeah, I don't think I sent it to the right one.
Yeah, send it to the right one and I'll share the screen.
Yeah, give me 45 seconds here.
Is it a real interview?
I, I'm not. I
Or
don't
is it
think so.
AI?
I think it may be AI.
Well, should
Uh,
we waste our time on it? I mean, I guess we have to now because we've talked about it.
I I I think it's funny.
All right.
Um,
I see it.
yeah, I just sent it.
Let me share the screen here. Let me know
It's,
when
it's
you can see
probably
it.
it's probably AI. Now that you say something about it,
Well, I
I
don't
can see.
even know what it is. I just assume that you're too excited about it for it to.
I think it's funny.
All right. So let's see what this is.
Absolutely destroyed me tonight. And the Eagles O line pounded me raw. My cheeks are sore from all the pounding I took tonight. They didn't even use any protection. The Eagles O line needs to practice safe sacks. You can't just pound me raw all night. And the refs did not get the memo over the week. They usually help me out a lot, but tonight I finally got exposed. Even my best friend Zebras couldn't save me from this demolition. And I saw Tom Brady in the booth tonight and told him I was about to take his GOAT title away. But that dude brought me bad luck, man. He put some voodoo on me tonight. Now I can never be mentioned as the GOAT after this embarrassing performance. And Travis Kelce was too worried about fixing his hair the whole game, trying to look cute for Taylor Swift. He went ghost when I needed him most. And I'm going to announce a ban tonight. Taylor Swift can no longer attend my games. This girl just brings my aura points down. So, Travis, take her wherever you want, but just don't bring her to my games. She can't be stealing my spotlight. And Andy Reid, you're a great coach, but I think it's time for you to hang them up after tonight. He came out with a horrible game plan, and I couldn't even breathe out there. I have a conspiracy theory that he was trying to make me look bad out there tonight. I'm lucky I didn't get injured. Our O line is absolute garbage. I'm a choker. I'm a trash can. Jalen Hurts absolutely destroyed me tonight.
All right,
Nice.
that's playing over. I mean, it looks legit, right?
No, I mean, so it's literally by an account called The Dangerous AI. So we know it's bullshit, but yes, they did really well with it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
thought it was pretty funny.
the funny thing is, the AI that they did here is very accurate in the message of what happened.
Yeah,
Like it's very accurate. So I don't know what he actually said at the after game press conference, but that's probably what he should have said. All
Yeah.
of those things.
Well, I know enough about it from people that have watched it and talked to me. I know that, well, because the refs were really like being watched, they couldn't
Yeah.
help them out like they normally do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and because there were so many different leaks of the script, like they had to do something different to say that, oh, we're not leaked, we don't have scripts, it's not real. It was, because it's none of the, from what I saw, none of the scripts were exactly what happened.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Did Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce get engaged? I know that was a big part of the script.
No.
All the scripts I saw.
Nothing that I
Oh,
saw would have been like that's the thing. That's all we'd be talking about in the news right now if it had happened. So
true
I
that.
don't
True.
believe it happened. Um,
I know she got booed, and Trump got like a standing
cheered.
ovation
Yeah,
forever.
yeah, that is weird. So I did want to talk about the Taylor Swift booing. So during the national anthem, they show Trump there, and he's like saluting the flag or whatever, and the you can just hear the stadium like start roaring, and obviously they cut, and they're like cut into different things or whatever, and then when they put Taylor Swift on the jumbotron, all you hear is boo, like it was like massive boos, and she kind of does this like side eye over to the camera, like she kind of looks at the camera, which the camera guy's got to be across the fucking stadium, you know what I
Right,
mean? But she knows where the cameras are at, so she hears the booing, she sees herself on the jumbotron, she does a side eye, and she kind of like looks to, I think it's Ice Spice or something that
yeah,
was sitting next
yeah.
to her, and then she's like what is going on? Like you can read her lips. And I'm thinking like, bitch, you're so disconnected with reality that you don't realize this ain't your fucking crowd. These aren't 12-year-old girls that know your songs by heart. These are people that hate you.
Hmm.
The people that are football fans that are into this Super Bowl and all, they're not into you. And
Right,
she's so disconnected. She thinks like like when she promoted Kamala for president, like the teeny boppers that are behind you that can't vote, of course they're all behind you, but they can't vote. So your opinion, if you come out and say that, most of these people that hear you say that fucking hate you that can
right,
actually vote. She's disconnected with reality because she's been surrounded by yes people for so long now, and she's been elevated to the point that she clearly doesn't understand why people would be booing her.
right.
I would hate to be that disconnected from reality to not like understand why somebody's booing me. You know what I mean?
Boo! Oh, sorry.
Well, there's the difference. I would actually embrace it. You know, we've always talked about what we would do with a live show,
Yeah,
and, and I am a natural villain. So I
you're
would
here.
welcome
You're
those
here.
boos. What she should have done is been like, "Yes, bring it on," and she should have owned that. Instead, she sits there confused, not understanding why people are booing her in a stadium because she's been cheered in the stadium for 2 years straight
Right.
by 12-year-old girls. So, um, big disconnect there.
The ironic thing is, every stadium she's played and gotten like loved and adored, they were charging the same price for tickets that they were the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's where she got confused.
yeah,
Because she's usually making that kind of money when she goes there, and she didn't. So
yeah. I just want to know when they're going to stop pretending like um, that this is a real relationship because there is 100% no fucking way that's a real relationship.
right, right,
It's just not like, and now you could go as far as getting married, getting she could have a baby. They, I don't care what level they go to, it is fake, and the whole thing is a complete fabrication of a relationship, and it's all to generate money and interest. And I think at this point I would be willing to bet in 2025 they finally do that part of the script that got leaked a year and a half ago or whatever, where they're supposed to break up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Now, if they, I don't know. I guess it depends on. So we're going back to the whole script thing with the NFL. So the Eagles won, right? Super Bowl. Spoiler for those of you that didn't know. Um,
right.
but is the plan to put the Kansas City Chiefs back in the Super Bowl again next year? Because then you might want those eyes back on things. You know what I mean? So they try to when they would have Taylor go to these games and do all this shit, it was to get more people that wouldn't normally watch the NFL to watch the NFL because they might see a Taylor Swift sitting there and reacting to Kelce on the field, right? So um it, I guess the question is because that's the whole reasons behind this. They have
Oh,
signed a contract with the I don't know who the contract is with, but like to pretend like they're together, to she shows up to so many games, it's to and she's I guarantee you she's getting paid
oh
for this
yeah.
whole thing, and I'm sure he is too. And when it's all said and done, they're both gonna walk away with all this money. They're gonna have had this fake relationship. I would be willing to bet. I'm just curious how they're gonna go about their script for this. The whole thing is fake. 100% that is the fakest relationship.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think this is a good time for them now to break up because they lost, and but she won't because that would make her look like a fucking bitch.
Well, that wouldn't make her look like a bitch necessarily. What needs to happen, or what I wonder how they would do it, is here's the thing: if the NFL decides, all right, the Chiefs are no longer our go-to, we're going to elevate a different team. You know what I mean? It won't be the Eagles. They won their Super Bowl. They're not going to do like the multiple times like the Chiefs have, right? So
Mhm.
they're like you know how there was the Patriots for so many years there with Tom Brady and
Yeah.
Bill Belichick and all that. So like the NFL kind of picks their team, and then that's who they push for a little while. Or if there's like a good story with certain players or whatever, they like to go for that. It's just like anything in sports entertainment. They're going for the story. They're how can we one team comes out of nowhere and now they're in the Super Bowl and you know what I mean? It's you want these like good stories and it's been the Chiefs. It's I don't necessarily think it's because they're good because it's clearly see that if they didn't have the referees helping them all every step of the way. Well, look, they shit the fucking bed when they didn't have refs calling everything on the other teams and
Yeah.
helping. So are they as good as everybody seems to think they are? Or did they literally? Because I wonder if the script said just play like shit because they literally played like shit. My recollection of this Super Bowl was every time the Chiefs got the ball, they punted it so that the other team could have the ball. And it's like, well, how in the fuck do you expect to win a game when you never have possession? They were punting it on
Right.
like like they had fourth down and 5 yards or some shit like that. And it's like, why wouldn't you literally have no plan to get a first down? You're just going to punt the ball. To me, that doesn't make any sense. It was a complete and utter setup. The whole Super Bowl was fucking bullshit.
I saw a play where Travis Kelce is like standing in the middle of the field, just throws his hands up while Mahomes is like trying to run away with the ball.
I have no idea what part that was, but
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I
I was
mean,
like, what the fuck is that all about? Like
yeah,
he just like he gave up during the play. Like he could have blocked people and shit, but he didn't.
yeah. It it's interesting. I don't watch that much football, but it all seems fake. You know what? It feels very much like WWE. Like
Yeah,
you
and that's what people
know
are saying.
the outcome is predetermined. I mean, a lot of the things are like kind of pre-coordinated, I think. Like, these guys have played enough football that if each team knows what they're supposed to do here, like they hear a call being yelled out, they all know Blue 42 is, and they all go into their formation and do this shit. You know what I mean? And don't take what I'm saying the wrong way here. Not you, but like listeners. When they say Blue 42, yes, one team might have a play that's called that. But what I'm saying is, just like WWE, they will, at this point, wrestlers will literally like practice a whole sequence of moves to like,
Yeah.
try and get a pop out of the crowd. Well, I think they do that. Not that they're literally maybe practicing together, the two teams. They're not doing that. But if each coaching staff is given a call that's called Blue 42. So Blue 42 for you as the defense would be to do this. And Blue 42 for you as the offense would be to do this. So when you hear we're going to do Blue 42, you know this is a sequence of moves that each person has to do, and the offense and defense everything just lines up, right? And then now
Yeah.
that's what it is. And it's when both sides know the same thing because you're putting on a show. You're actors, you're stuntmen, you're performers, or whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing for WWE. I will sit here and say, yes, it's predetermined. Can you fake someone going through a table and getting hit with a chair? No. Can you fake getting smashed helmet to helmet? No. There's going to be pain and you're going to get hurt, but it's fake. It's fake in terms of the outcomes, you know?
Yep.
And what annoys I think a lot of people is the fact that I think everybody knows that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is bullshit. I think there's people out there that want to think it's real, but it's not. And then,
I think all the kids, like the teeny boppers and shit, think it's real though.
well, if you think about if you're the NFL and all you have are like your average viewers are 40 to like the people that spend the money are like 40 to 70 or 80, right? Something like that. That's probably like your wheelhouse. Your younger generations are like into buying and selling meme coins. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit about football.
Right.
But they do like Taylor Swift from like 12 to 25. But the 12 to 25 don't give a shit about football because it's a different world, right? So if you're the NFL and you're thinking, well, how do we get these younger people interested? Well, we got to get somebody that they're interested in to be at these games to watch. Well, how about Taylor Swift? Well, what's that going to cost us? Well, ask her, what's it going to cost to have her pretend like she's dating this guy that will make him our not a main character, but he's one of the main characters. And we'll get behind the Kansas City Chiefs. We got a story there, whatever. Oh, and did you hear? Not to jump into conspiracy corner, but that Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know how true this is. It's just something I saw that was born a female. So if you're
Oh,
pushing the whole transgender narrative of things, not that you're publicly pushing that he transitioned, but and once again, conspiracy corner, if you know the conspiracy behind Michelle Obama having been born a dude, supposedly. So, yeah, we're not publicly putting that out there, but it's more or less you're elevating these transitioned people into certain roles to get people so behind them. And it's almost like they're pulling the wool over your eyes, making you think and in reality, you may in your personal life hate the transgender movement, all this stuff, but you're
right.
fans of these people and don't even realize you're fans of the people that you hate. You know what I mean? It's more like
Yeah.
a trick to people. And I wonder how much of that is part of it. You know what I mean? Is
I wonder how much of that is true. I wonder if he is or
because here's the thing. You listen to Patrick Mahomes' voice, eh, now insert that into your brain, what I just told you. He kind of sounds femmy.
not.
Not saying he is, But I've also seen a picture of supposedly either that or he's got a sister that looks just like him. I'm not sure. I know he has a sister, but she doesn't look just like him. But this child picture that I saw that was part of this conspiracy thing with that, it looks like what he would look like as a kid, but as a girl.
That's interesting.
Kind of like those pictures that are of
Likely.
Michelle, but when she was a boy, younger. You know what I mean? I mean, it could all just be bullshit. AI, look what AI can do. So AI could have created this picture,
Right.
but it looks legit. I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Well, we'll have to do that on a deeper conspiracy theory. Or
Yeah. Well, here's the best part about this whole thing is we don't have to talk about football now for a long time
yeah, no shit. Thank God.
because we got months before it's going to come back. So,
Hopefully it doesn't come back.
well, football's going to stick around. It's just well, we don't usually talk about too much football here anyway. So,
Yeah.
listeners, if you're into football, this is how football is going to go for you on this show. It's
Mhm.
just we're not fans, basically.
Far and few between, bro.
um,
We'll talk about it, but not very often.
yeah. Usually there's a conspiracy or something to go with it.
Right. You know what we haven't done yet?
Words?
Yeah, let's do some words.
Let's do some words. All right. I had to lean off screen. I didn't pull my card up here to make it easy on myself. So here we go. We're gonna do another one from the official Cracker Barrel Mad Lib book. I wish
Okay.
we were getting paid by Cracker Barrel.
Right.
I also wish we were getting paid by Mad Libs, but we're not. Okay, let's see. Let's do an adverb.
Um, quickly.
Okay, I'm hurrying. What's an adverb? No, I'm kidding. All right. How about a place?
Um, let's go with New Orleans.
Nolans.
Hmm.
All right. Article of clothing.
Hockey jersey.
Okay. Speaking of hockey jerseys, why is it that it seems like every radio guy wears them? You noticed that? Like obviously in Rockford, we knew like the radio guys, and they would always wear them. But it's not just Rockford. It's like every town radio guys wear hockey jerseys. Why?
Because they're comfortable.
Are they though? Like I wear them when I go to a hockey game, but never just when I'm not at a hockey game and I'm like, man, I always want to be comfortable. Let me throw on that hockey jersey. I feel like what it is all radio guys are fat and it's more like it's just something nice to put on because they're big.
That could be too.
I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just saying. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of what it feels like.
I think that's a law. If you are a radio DJ, you have to wear a hockey jersey.
You have to wear a hockey jersey. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna start wearing hockey jerseys.
All right.
Except it's hot here, so it'd be hot the whole time. Um, adjective. Need a handful of these.
All right. Sweaty,
Okay.
bloody,
Okay.
old,
Okay.
rare,
Okay.
um, let's go with
I need two more.
slippery,
Slippery. Okay.
and you use the word, so I'm going to use it also. Fat.
All right. I need a type of food.
Skittles.
Give me another type of food.
Cupcake.
Not my nickname that you've given me.
Uh-huh.
A color.
Green.
Okay. Plural noun.
Football players.
And then I need a handful of just noun.
All right. Biscuits and gravy. Um,
That's a
automobile.
automobile. All right.
Fork.
One more.
Cassette tape.
All right. This one's done. There's a lot in this one.
All right.
This one's called as American as dot dot dot. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Do you know the sweaty saying that's as American as Skittles pie? Well, Skittles pie isn't the only thing that's quickly American. Here's a list of some of the most slippery things that represent the bloody old US of A.
Mhm.
Apple pie. There's nothing quite like biting into a forkful of fork pie.
Mhm.
Forkful of fork pie to celebrate being a biscuits and gravy. Just don't add automobile cream a la mode makes it French. Okay. Baseball. It's the old American pastime that dates all the way back to the 1700s. So around the time your mom and cassette tape were in school. Blue jeans. These rare pants can be worn all year round for almost every occasion, like your next visit to the New Orleans or to New Orleans. I guess the is optional.
Yeah.
Matching denim hockey jersey optional.
Hmm.
A denim hockey
I was just
jersey.
gonna say, you get a Denim hockey jersey. That'd be nice.
I've never seen one of those. Mad Libs. There's nothing more fat than playing Mad Libs with your football players. Just make sure to do it while eating cupcake pie and wearing your favorite green jeans.
Green jeans.
Green jeans. Instead of blue jeans, it's green jeans.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds better. Yeah, because it rhymes.
Yeah.
Throw on some of my green jeans and get on out of here.
Well, it sounds a lot like green beans too.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna wear some green jeans and my denim hockey jersey.
I bet you there is such a thing as a denim hockey jersey.
Do you think so? Well, let's look it up.
Share the screen and Google that shite.
Let's see here. All
Just
right.
in case you're wondering, yes, I am eating green Skittles.
Oh, you're eating Skittles. That's where that came from.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Denim
Hockey jersey.
hockey jersey. You can see the screen?
No, I cannot. I see you.
Ah, I forgot to hit share. Sorry.
There you go.
You should see it here.
I don't see any denim ones.
Let me,
Oh, wait. There's one right there. Oh, it's a hockey jacket. Hockey Life denim jacket.
I swear they don't make denim hockey jersey here. Shopping.
No.
All right. Somebody needs to get on it. We need a denim hockey jersey. It's
Yeah.
never been made.
I'm very surprised.
How would you do that? So you would just take the denim material
Yeah. And just
and
follow the hockey jersey pattern.
yeah, it shouldn't be that difficult.
You
And
wouldn't think,
like denim lasts forever, it feels like.
right?
I
That's
wonder
weird.
if it would actually be more protective too. A
Yeah.
denim hockey. It probably wouldn't feel good though. Maybe it,
No, I don't know. Jeans are pretty comfortable.
yeah. Like, but are they breathable? Maybe I'm trying to figure out why
That
wouldn't.
could be maybe they're too hot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get a fleece lined denim hockey jersey.
Oh God, that
Could you
sounds
imagine?
miserable. But then again, I get hot very easily. So, denim hockey jersey. All right, so it doesn't exist. There's probably somewhere in Russia that they've made a denim hockey jersey
Possibly.
just because it's so damn cold over there. But and then we just would never know it here, though. Speaking of hockey, seems like we're getting into sports a lot lately.
Yeah.
Have you seen this foreign nations shit the NHL's doing?
No.
You don't even know about it.
No.
So the NHL has stopped mid-season so that they can have I don't know, it's fucking 1 week, 2 weeks, I don't know how long this goes for, tournament of they took a bunch of United States players, they're representing the USA. They took a bunch of Canadian players, they're representing Canada. Then they took a bunch of Swedish players, they're representing Sweden, and a bunch of Finnish players, they're representing Finland. And just those four nations are playing in a tournament.
What the fuck?
So it's all these NHL players that like are, spread around all these teams, but they're together representing their country. And I think it was just last night the USA played Canada and they were in Canada and during the national anthem Canada started booing during the national anthem and I saw one clip but from what I read the game started out with three fights.
Holy shit.
And USA beat shit out of everybody in Can like they won the fights and so the Kachuk brothers. Have you heard
Yeah.
like Brady and Matthew? They're the son of Keith.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, they both play for Team USA and it was literally Matthew got in a fight and then right after Brady got in a fight. So like you got the two Kachuk brothers in the penalty box having just fought. Apparently there was a third fight and they won all three fights, and then the USA won the game too. So in
Wow.
Canada, so like it's interesting, like, but I don't understand. I guess like why they're doing this. I don't know what this is like
I don't know.
to
I'm
draw.
curious if they have any highlights of the fights.
They do. Um, let's see here. See if I can
And
share.
and why the fuck are they doing that? Like that makes no sense.
I don't know, dude.
Not like on a lockout or anything again, are
No,
they?
no. It's like something they just decided to do out of nowhere. So let's see if I can USA versus Canada hockey. I don't know, maybe this is something they've done. I don't remember them doing this in the past.
I've never heard of it.
All right. Oh, here's three fights in 9 seconds. So let me let me share the screen and we can watch this here. You should be able to see it now. You see the screen?
Yep. 3 fights in 9 seconds ago. I was reading it. Is there?
This over just a hair for you. There we go. Well, maybe it'll load.
Oh yeah, right there. The U.S. anthem booed. Cheers for O Canada at Four Nations face off. Wow, that's a good video.
I don't know why it's struggling here.
You want me to pull it up?
Hang on. I'm gonna refresh it.
There you go. Oh, no sound?
Teams hope it's a precursor to what could be a dynamic final.
They got the
this puck, get the action going.
referee cam.
Yeah. Oh, it was right when the fucking puck dropped. Do they always stop the clock when fights
Listen
happen?
to
I
the
don't remember.
crowd, dude.
I can't hear it. I don't hear any sound.
All right, so that's fight one. It's probably I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. So, what did you say?
I said I don't hear any sound.
Oh, you don't hear any sound?
No.
Oh. Well, you don't need to really hear it, but the crowd is like
No.
roaring, dude.
Going nuts.
So in the
But
in the replay of this, it'll be in the recording, I'm guessing, the sound.
yeah.
I don't know why you're not hearing that though. Do I need to mess with something on
Did
the
you?
audio here?
Yeah, when you go to share screen, you got to hit and sound.
Oh yeah, share sound. There we go. Okay, you should be able to hear it now. It'll probably be loud, so you might want to turn your volume down.
All
All right, so that's the first fight.
Has it ever? You talk about a rivalry,
Hear that
Tampa
crowd?
Bay
Hear it now.
Lightning against the Florida Panthers, Canadian against American. The talk coming in was having to withhold the energy of the start of the game. Here's how to get rid of it. It's definitely Tkachuk who's the first one to make contact and say, hey, let's go.
I know people hate the Tkachuk
So
brothers,
instead
but
of
I
the
think
Canadians
they're
getting
great.
shot out of the cannon like they were in game one that they had, here's the start of your game. Just two
Look at the
ticks of the
brothers
clock
right there,
off,
like,
but
kick his ass.
plenty of action to go.
Yeah.
Well, that takes the first start for Team USA in their opening game against Finland off the ice for the first 5 minutes.
Get him! Get him!
You can see now JT Miller's yapping at Parayko. I don't know what was said back there. He can't even get this face-off started.
All right. Here
And
comes
he's
fight number
had
2.
words with Sam Bennett as well.
Yeah, watch.
I don't think we're done.
No, I don't think so either. Parayko's just waiting and
Yep. Sam Bennett, Brady Tkachuk. So the Tkachuks both get involved early. And Sam Bennett's not going to back down even though he's outweighed.
Now, what's weird is I
What
think
a
Sam
tilt.
Bennett and
What a
Matthews
start.
are cut down the same game. Brady fought his brother's
And I'm not
teammate.
sure anybody thought this is the way it was going to start.
not at all. We just went to the Summit Series celebration on Friday and think about all that happened back then. This is a throwback.
Matthew off into the center fight.
Crazy.
You think of the
What?
Tkachuks and how
Usually it's a winner.
impactful they were in the USA Game 1 win with the 4 goals and assists between the two of them. Now here, we haven't even got 3 seconds
brothers,
into this
look at it.
game.
Yeah.
If I'm John Cooper here, I
Over
put
3
Sidney
seconds
Crosby
into
out
the game right now.
and his line and say, let's see if we can get this game going. Who's going to go and try to deal with him?
Well, we're going to play on here as the puck fired in by
Yeah, here comes the third
Bennington
try.
gets a touch, and we might have more. Parayko and Miller.
Yep, right here.
And Miller dropped the gloves, and Parayko's going to answer. And Parayko's going to answer in a big way.
Wow.
Look how big it is.
3 fights, 9 seconds. And both teams may need some reserves tonight.
Wow. I mentioned before
crazy.
about the last face-off, it looked like it was going to be Miller and Parayko until the center iceman, Bennett and Tkachuk went. There was no delay there. Miller was right in. He drops the gloves first. Now Parayko goes. A lot of discussion between the officials here as they try to.
So what's really weird is that I'll start sharing the screen now. Is that like all these guys are going to be part of the same country by
Right.
the end of this year. Like Canada's going to be the 51st state. Like it's funny. So like, what are they going to do then? Like, is Team USA going to have 2 teams in this? Like, like how's
I
that
don't know.
going to
Well,
work?
I've pulled it up on Wikipedia.
Okay.
It says here, the 2025 Four Nations Face-Off was announced at the press conference of the 2024 NHL All-Star Game. Yeah, it just says at the press conference, it was announced plans for NHL participation in international best-on-best tournaments in coming years. And 2025 players will participate in the Four Nations Face-Off, a tournament between NHL players representing Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the United States. The NHL Four Nations Face-Off would happen in lieu of the 2025 NHL All-Star Game.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, so we're getting rid of the All-Star game. We're doing that now.
I mean, I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
interesting. Let's see. They said here, at the time of the tournament's announcement, all participating teams were ranked in the top 6 by ice hockey's world governing body. Canada, Finland, United States, and Sweden. Germany, while ranked 5th, did not have enough NHL players to create a roster.
Mm.
Though they had enough NHL players to create a roster, Russia and Czechia, ranked 3rd and 8th respectively, were not included in the tournament, with Russia specifically excluded due to the ban imposed on it by the IHF for its ongoing war in Ukraine.
Oh my God. That's so stupid. They should have let the Russians in.
Yeah.
Why are we allowing the fact that this war that's a bullshit war to begin with be the reason that, a country can't. It's kind of like saying, well, Russia can't be part of the Olympics because
Right.
we don't agree with their war. Okay, well, Russia doesn't agree with Ukraine doing what they're doing and vice versa. So it's stupid. Like, you can still let them play. Like, these players
Yeah.
have nothing to do with that fucking war. You know?
Right.
It's so stupid to me.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
gesundheit.
Gracias. Yeah, it's stupid, but that was pretty good fights.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good when a game starts off that way.
Yeah.
You're setting the tone. You know what I mean? And it all was from the booing of the national anthem. That's what provoked it, I think. Like, it was basically well, for one, the Kachuk brothers like to fight, but two,
Oh yeah.
they're out there representing their country, and you're in Canada, and you're playing the Canadians, and they're booing your national anthem. So it's kind of like we're standing up for our country here. So we're gonna fight. You know what I mean? And I think it's an interesting dynamic. And what's the most interesting about this whole thing is that all those people were booing their future national anthem. So
Right.
it's kind of like, well, hey, Canada, let's not be more liberal than the most liberal cities in the United States. Like, do you want to be the most liberal state all of a sudden? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. It's gonna be Canada's 51st state. I'm curious, are they going to make Greenland the 52nd state?
Well, aren't they going to name them Red, White, and Blue Land or something? I heard.
I don't no idea. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's what I had heard.
And then my question is when is we've already taken over the Gulf, so it's the Gulf of America now. Are we gonna make Mexico a state, like, or is that just off limits because we've built the wall? You know what I mean? Like, or we're building that wall,
Yeah.
and the
Well,
fact
we
that
already
we're,
have
like,
New
deporting
Mexico.
all of them too. Wouldn't it just be easier to make them a state and then you don't have to deport anybody?
Yeah, wouldn't that just be old Mexico then? Since we've already got New Mexico.
Yeah, old Mexico. Well, it'd probably be like the OG Mexico. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know.
And then, Canada has all those provinces. So to me, each province should be its own state.
I agree. I agree.
So then, like, maybe it's
I have
not
like
just
70 states.
51st state. Maybe it's like, what is there, 5 or 6 provinces?
I think there's 7.
Or was there 7? Okay, so that there should be 7 more states right there then. And then you make Greenland a state. And then, I mean, fuck, we could be to 58 states?
I'm sorry. Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories.
10 provinces?
Yeah.
Okay, what are these provinces? I know
Hold on.
there's Alberta,
Um,
Saskatchewan, British Columbia. Trying to think.
where is, let me see. Get there. Can't, fucking Google. Oh,
Let me look it up.
provinces. No, I got it.
Canada's provinces.
All right, they've got Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and Labrador are 1. Nova Scotia, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, and Saskatchewan.
Okay. Well, they got more. So they have 10. So that would take us to 60 states right there. If you did them based on province, which I think they should, because to me, that's one really big area to just make one state. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I feel like that would really screw up Congress.
yeah, it would.
Having
And
like such a big territory, you'd almost need a representative from each province then, but that'd be a lot for just one state. So if you make
yeah,
each province its own state, or how would you do that? You would, um, hmm,
not only that, but then you got to figure out electoral votes.
yeah, based on population in those provinces,
Right.
and yeah,
Because otherwise, if you just do it all in one as one state, that's a lot of electoral votes.
one, and that, yeah, I mean, there's, I don't know, there's parts that I think lean a certain way, and I think there's parts that lean a different way in Canada. So, you're going to have your blue states and you're going to have your red states, if or
Yeah.
in terms or your provinces, I should say. So, I don't know how they would do all that. And then like
Then they'd have to start paying for insurance too.
paying for insurance.
Yeah, because they get free healthcare in Canada.
Uh, well, now that they've got Robert Kennedy doing the whole health thing or whatever, I mean, everything might change with that, even in our country.
Yeah, we probably won't have to have healthcare anymore. Get rid
Well,
of
we
it.
probably will need health care. I just don't know like how that would all play out, but it would probably get intermixed. But like, I mean, some of that where we're just giving Canada all this money so that they can exist. It's kind of like, well, then why? What do you guys offer us besides bacon and maple syrup, like and hockey?
Well, they give us power apparently.
Yeah, but what are we? But I would think we do a whole bunch of shit for them. Like, I don't know. I think Trump was saying that like we protect them through our military because they have guys that dress like clowns on horses.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
they're called Mounties.
yeah.
So like Canada really doesn't have a military, and
No.
and if it wasn't for the United States, if somebody wanted to take over Canada, that probably wouldn't be too difficult. I'm
Yeah, because it's
guessing.
horses, dudes on horses.
Yeah. So, um, and I don't know, like maybe not. I'm not gonna shit
Although
on Canadians here, but like
I think their polar bears have guns though.
I don't think Canada has polar bears. Maybe
Uh,
way north they do, like North Pole type shit.
yeah. The North Pole isn't the North Pole anymore. That's in Syria now.
Is it? No, it's
That's what I
well,
heard.
the magnetic North Pole keeps moving.
Yeah. Does Canada have polar bears?
I know they have moose.
Yes, Canada has polar bears, and in fact is home to about 2/3 of the world's polar bear population.
Oh wow.
Mic drop. 2/3 the population. That'd be
But
ours.
but that's all way up north, I'm assuming.
Still Canada, no matter
Yeah,
what.
it's still Canada. So here's the thing: when you go to a hockey game and they sing both national anthems, once Canada becomes 51st state, they obviously have one national anthem now. So games can get started a lot quicker.
They could. And I feel bad for a certain someone that always sings the Canadian national anthem at the Ice Hogs games. You won't be able to do it anymore.
I would not that I go to those games anymore, but it'd be so nice to not have to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Now he's never going to listen to this podcast, so I really don't care.
Yeah, me neither. And what
Just
who
just
he
not
does?
the greatest singer is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I stick to like fixing teeth or something. You know, not to say his name at all. You know,
No,
uh,
I mean, when you say fixing teeth, it's because it's hockey and they get their teeth knocked out all the time.
of course,
You're
yeah,
just making a joke on that.
yeah. He's not a doctor or anything, and I'm not trying to spill any tea at all, at all.
Yeah, well, let's go on, move on to a different dimension here, and
Yes, yes.
and see if we can get into another topic like Dear Dave.
Yeah. Have I called you Chris lately?
No, you haven't.
Okay. Okay, I won't. I won't.
Okay. All right. I gotta find. Okay, where is the Dear Daves? Oh boy.
They're probably right next to the denim hockey jerseys.
There they are. Okay. Well, I had the folder pulled up, and then I must have like deleted or like X'd it, and then it won't let me minimize the zooms that we're using here when it's
Oh wow.
recording. So and it's on the desktop, so I had to go through like the file manager to get to it, and I had to figure that out on the fly. So, anyways,
All right, let's get into it.
we're 55 minutes in, and we're just getting to the Dear Dave, and it's like the second thing that we do
Holy shit.
on the show. So let's see. It's okay. It's one of them shows where we had to cover the Super Bowl and the four nations and all that stuff. So I'm gonna move that over here. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the subject of the Dear Dave. Need some life advice. Okay.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm 25 with no car or job at the moment. I was recently let go as a seasonal associate at my local Target a couple of days ago and currently looking for a job just to get by. Well, I hope they're not trying to be our intern. I have plenty of work experience, roughly 5 years of retail experience, because that's all I can get around here. But it always takes a long time for me to find a job nowadays. All my jobs have been retail jobs, and they're all so repetitive. I get tired of doing the same thing over and over with no different outcome, and it haunts me. I'm also in college too, just trying to get a degree so that I can escape this cycle of waiting around for a bum ass job that I'm not going to stay at for a long time. I also applied to that same target 7 times before getting accepted, so I might just crash out on them just because I feel like they're racist. Okay? There's no context behind that. I am confused by that statement. All right. Any ideas on how to make money on the side while I wait on getting another job in the meantime? I'm also thinking about going to therapy just so I can get someone's professional opinion on what I should do. That's the
All
end of
right.
the.
So first off, I wouldn't go to a therapist to find out what I want to do for a job unless I'm going to like a school counselor, like a guidance counselor,
Yeah.
that kind of guy. So as far as finding a side hustle beforehand, depending on your demographics of where you live, if it's snowing outside, start a snow removal business. Go door to door, neighbors, shovel their driveways for $20. It's not that bad.
In the summer, mow grass.
Exactly. And if there's no snow where you're at now, mow grass anyways. You can do that all year round in some places. Um, it's very cheap to buy a shovel. You can buy a shovel for like $20. And then the first house you do, it pays for itself. You know what I mean? Lawnmowers are a little more expensive, obviously, but after a few lawnmowers, or I'm assuming you may mow your own lawn already. You might already have a lawnmower, do those
Well,
things.
what about okay, instead of okay, you don't want you're just like re-looking at this thing. So you've applied to Target 7 times. You finally got in. I'm still really confused about the feel like they're racist line. I don't, to me, I'm just gonna cross that out and pretend like that wasn't even included in this because
Yeah, not even,
nothing
yeah,
else is indicating that there's a problem or that they would be racist. So
yeah,
let's just
I wasn't
take that
even,
off the board. They're not
yeah,
racist.
I wasn't gonna comment on that.
And
It's
then,
just maybe because you job hop a lot, people don't want you.
right, I guess that's what I was getting at is
You
your
know,
resume looks like, oh, well, this person only stays around or it's seasonal or whatever. You need to clean up the resume and make it look like you don't job hop.
right.
And yeah, maybe right now you're not really looking. You're like you're not going to stay in retail or whatever. But like the only other thing I was thinking is in these there's lots of like coffee shops. There's a lot more things that are not retail per se that you
Yeah.
can do. I mean,
You could
and
go to a coffee shop, you can go to a car wash, shit, anywhere.
Yeah,
you know.
there's a lot of stuff out there. You don't have to do retail. I guess
Right.
that's the thing. And if you
Biggest thing is like, it's hard to know, as far as what you should do while you're waiting. I don't know what your hobbies are. Maybe you fucking like to play poker. Go play poker. There's city tournaments you can go in for $5 and walk away with 500 to 1,000, 5 grand. Like
yeah. Well, the
there's
other
other
thing, okay, so it says they're in college, but you didn't say what you're going to college for. So obviously you're in college. Let's say who cares what you're going for, but let's make sure that what you're going to college for is something that's going to spit out a job and it's not just a bullshit psychology degree or
I
anthropology.
know.
Well, they don't need. I'm just saying, like everybody goes because it's easy, and they go get
Yeah,
this psychology degree and then go work at Starbucks. Well, you didn't need the fucking degree to go work at Starbucks,
right, right,
and you don't need to go for anthropology because we don't need more than two people that do that kind of job in the whole world. Okay,
right.
and I feel strongly about the anthropology degree.
Yeah, no, I know why. I know why.
I just, to me, their colleges offer all these bullshit courses, and they shouldn't. I don't know what this person's doing. I'm not going to get into a rant about it, but um, I don't know what they're going to college for. But let's make sure it's something that you can actually get a job in after the fact. But and
Right.
also
And not only
we're
that,
just
if you go to
letting go.
college, go work at the college.
Yeah, you can get a job at a college.
In the
Um,
library, fucking if they've got a food court, any of that shit.
it's not even clear that if this is a male or a female, but
Right.
if you're a female and you're 25, be a stripper. I mean, I don't know. Like you can make a lot of money doing that, and it works
Yeah.
with your college schedule. The other thing is you can't be upset because you got let go as a seasonal associate. They're not going to keep people beyond their busy time. You're
Right.
seasonal for a reason. So, start looking for something that's not seasonal. I know you should. This person's got to find something that works with a college schedule. So that
Yep.
could be part of the issue here, but I don't know. I have a feeling that this person's going to college probably for
They're getting a liberal arts degree or some stupid shit.
something, yeah, something that's not probably going to result in an actual career, but
Hmm.
they're going to have a degree and they don't really know what they want to do either.
Right.
There's
They're wasting their
no
time and money.
So you need to figure that out first. You kind of need to figure, well, do I want to be an engineer? Do I want to work in the hospital as a nurse? Do I want to be a pilot? Do I want to just own my own business and mow grass and shovel driveways? Like you got to figure out what you want to do. Make sure that that degree thing lines with that because if you pick a career that doesn't require a degree, then you don't need to waste your time on the college.
Right.
And then you don't have to bounce around from nonsense job to nonsense job. You can go find you a full-time job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like we need more.
Yeah.
But
That's when we need a lot more context.
so in terms of life advice, yeah, that's all the shit you need to do. You need to figure out a bunch of stuff first.
Yeah. You go to college, go talk to the guidance counselor
Yeah.
in college.
They're going to ask you, what do you have a passion for? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? They're going to ask you that.
Right. If you don't know, you can take an aptitude test that'll tell you what you should be as a fucking
Yeah, based on your interests and things like that.
exactly.
Yeah, anyways, there you go. Were we
Yeah.
aggressive on that one? I feel
I
like
think so.
we were a little aggressive.
Oh, it was a stupid email.
Well, let's not be mean to our listeners and call their emails stupid, but
Well, I mean, we need more context, like that's like saying, "Hey, I'm not happy, so help me." What? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What are you not happy about? Work, home, sex, what? You know what I mean?
right, yeah.
There's just
The only
too
thing
vague.
you left out of that vague email is that I'm not happy. and something's racist in the world.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's
You know,
why I'm
like
not happy. I'm not happy because there is racism in the world. All
like
right. Sorry. It's gonna happen.
if you're gonna put a line that says you think they might be racist, let's give some context as to why you think they're racist. Because I guarantee you it's probably not that they're racist. Like, not
Yeah.
saying that businesses aren't racist. I'm just saying, I bet you Target's not racist. They probably, looked at your resume and maybe thought, well, this person job hops. They're not going to be at the top of our list of people we're going to call.
Right.
And then they got to a point where they got down the list and, well, they thought they'd give you a chance. You stuck around and long enough that they needed you, and they know that you're a job hopper, so they thought, well, let's get them on to their next job, and they let you go. Plus, it's seasonal.
Well, it's been a really long time since I filled out a job application, but I don't think it asks for your race on a job application. I don't think they can ask that.
Mm.
So unless your name is John African American Smith, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know
Yeah,
how they could be racist.
right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't, all right. Well, fuck. Good luck, dude. That's all I got to say. Good luck.
Well, to be fair, some of the names that some people have, you can kind of look at the name and know. But I don't think that's the reason. I think when you fill out an application and you put down, I worked here for 2 weeks.
3 days.
I put here, I worked here for 2 months. They want to see I worked here for a year and a half or 3 years. They don't want to see, especially at your age. Like obviously you're putting your date of birth on there. It's not. It's just something that you would put probably on your application. I think they ask for that or something like that.
No, that's your 18 or older.
Okay. So if you're over 18 and then you put your job history and you put 9 jobs and they all are under 3 months, that's not good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
I would
saying.
say definitely do that. You
I
know,
would probably try and, like, let's say you worked in retail, fast food, and something else. What I would try and do, there's some resume advice. It's, and you tell me, Dave, because maybe what I'm going about to say is an incorrect way to do it. But what I would try and do is say, without giving specific places and how long you worked there, I would maybe take like my retail experience and say, I have worked in retail for 4 years, the equivalent of 4 years. I have worked in fast food for the equivalent of 2.5 years. I have worked in whatever sales for 7 months.
right?
I would try and do it like that without, it's kind of how you present it as opposed to, you know, I don't know. I would think as an employer, you don't want to see like really short stints, even if it is seasonal. You just remove those. I would
Right,
focus
right.
on the kind of the general industry. If that's all. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right way to do it, but
No, I would. I would. 'Cause when you make a resume, you want to gear that resume towards the job you're applying for. So if I'm applying for a car salesman, I'm going to put my sales jobs. I'm not going to put that I was a janitor at Harvard University. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put that I was an actor in Chicago Fire.
right.
I'm going to put that I sold car insurance and I sold fucking pots and pans to people door to door.
Yeah.
I sold
Stick with
Kirby. You know what I mean?
yeah, stick with that.
Yeah. But if you're going for a retail place, then put your retail stuff. You're not going to put that you were a janitor or a construction worker because they don't give a fuck.
Right.
Put what you're going to apply for.
Yeah.
I'm going for a counseling job. I'm going to put the counseling stuff. I'm not going to put Frito-Lay and Schwann's and Colonial Village Movie Theater. I'm not going to put Rock Valley College Theater. I'm not going to put McDonald's or Kmart or Walmart. I'm only going to put the counseling shit.
Don't
And
forget
that's it.
Shitgo.
Well, yeah, of course. How could I forget Shitco?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put Dairy Queen or
Right.
Beefaroo,
Or places that you didn't that you like I wouldn't put any place like, okay, at a certain age, if you're 16 and you worked 3 weeks at Taco Bell, and that's the only job experience you have, well, then put it. If you're 25 and you've worked at 14 fast food restaurants, and the longest one that you worked at was 3 weeks, I wouldn't put any of them. I would put I've worked in the fast food industry for, and I would add up my 3 weeks at each one of these and say 9 months. I
Mhm.
wouldn't even list a single fast food restaurant. I would put I worked in that industry for this long.
I would put the last one that I did, but fudge on the dates to make it 9 months.
Summarize it. The only issue you have there, one, I don't know, when they if they call these places, can they ask like when you started and when you left?
Yeah, so well, at least in the two states that I've worked in, if I was being called as a reference, a professional reference, I can give them the person worked from this day to this day, and they're hireable or not hireable. That's all you can say for the two states that I've lived in.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah, you can't get a whole lot of information, but you can get enough because a lot of times they'll ask us, "Would you hire this person again?" or something like
okay.
that.
Yep,
And if the person says no, that's usually all employers need to hear.
yep,
You know what I mean? So, um, you're not typically able to ask, "Well, are they white? Are they black? Are they Mexican? Are they whatever?" You can't ask that. Well, I
no,
guess you could, but you're not supposed to. And then, as the professional reference, you're not supposed to answer that.
right.
There's different things you can and can't say, basically. So, but would you hire this person again? Is a common question that will get asked, and that answer, you want that answer to always be yes. Because if they
Absolutely.
say no, I don't even think they can expand on why, right? If you were to say no, they can't say, well, why not? They have to leave it at no. And here's the thing. One professional to another professional, if I ask you, Dave, hey, would you hire so and so? And you said no, me being the person that might hire this person, well, if you're not going to hire him back, there tells me there's an issue there. I don't even want to deal with this person.
Yep,
Especially if I have 14 resumes on my desk and I'm going down my list of who to call. The people that are no's right off the bat, those just go off to the side. And now I'm going to focus on the yeses because that tells me, well, there's something that this other professional liked about them. They would hire them back.
right.
You were not going to hire back a shitty worker. So, you know, if you need to whittle down 14 resumes down to three, that's one way to do
Way,
it.
way to do it. Yep,
Takes an hour of phone calls, and you can whittle that down to about 3 or 4 resumes, and then from there you can do interviews and probably figure out real quick who you want.
yep.
You
If they show up in a denim hockey jersey, I'm hiring
know? Well, yeah, I mean, well, my first question in that interview is, where in the fuck did you get that? That's
them.
awesome.
How much do you want for it? I will give you the job if you give me your jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
There you go.
you
Hey,
want to, you want
me and Dave will wear denim hockey jerseys. Anybody out there that makes jerseys or knows somebody that will make a denim hockey jersey, we'll each take one.
yeah, fuck yeah.
Email us for sizes.
Yeah, what we want on them.
Yeah. What number
So,
and name and all that.
yeah, absolutely. You
Get
want to
that.
jump into what we're watching?
Yeah, let's do what you watching.
All right.
And
You
then
want to start or you want me to start?
um I have four. How many do you have?
I could go with two solid ones.
Okay, so some of these are the only reason I have four is because that's what I've literally watched 4 movies this week.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, these are banner. I've been having a few banner weeks here. I don't
Yeah.
normally watch shit, but I'm finally watching stuff. So how
All
about
right.
I'll start, I'll do two, you do one, I'll do one, you do one, and then I'll end.
All right.
All right. So first two things, there's the first 3 movies that I'm going to talk about they're all old movies.
All right.
So anyways, the first one I watched and I haven't seen in a really long time, but I forgot how much I liked this movie is My Cousin Vinny.
Oh yeah.
It's such a good movie. It's so fun. I mean, I laughed out loud numerous times in it. And I knew all the things that were coming and all this once I started watching it. It's just such a good movie. I don't know.
It
It's like
is. That one holds up to its original.
it
Like
really does. I'd
it's
love
good.
if they would have done a sequel.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Just,
That would have been
and even now, like if you did a sequel now, bring back Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei and the Karate Kid, and maybe not even the Karate Kid, just Joe Pesci, Marissa Tomei, and some other case. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like it, and the judge and the whole thing with
Judge is dead though.
the judge is dead. Maybe you don't bring back him. I'm not talking about the movie, like
Yeah.
that whole dynamic. Like maybe he gets a new case, but like because the whole thing with Jerry Callow, and
Yeah.
like the whole name thing, and like it would just be,
It'd be cool if it was Marissa Tomei's cousin this time.
yeah, or something. Like
Oh, yeah.
I just think like that character it's such a solid character. It's such a good movie. Her
Well,
character is solid, like the whole attitude and I don't
yeah.
know. I sat there and I just like, it's such a good movie. The second one I watched, and then I'll let you get to your first, was Valkyrie. I had never seen Valkyrie,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. That I didn't realize that was based on a true story. I don't ever recall hearing about a coup to kill Hitler within his own Nazi party. I had never heard that.
I didn't know it was a true story.
Yeah, apparently it was a complete true story based
Oh,
on a true
wow.
story. The
Okay.
only thing that okay, so I know why they did it, and I totally understand why they did it, but a little bit of it bothered me just because it kind of took me out, but at the same time it made it easier to watch was the fact that all these German army guys are speaking English.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get it. I don't want to necessarily sit and read subtitles, but it would have made it a little more believable, especially since it's based on a true story. But I'm sure it was the fact that Tom Cruise was not going to learn German.
German.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand why they did it, and it was marketed to America and all this. But yeah, I literally paused it halfway through the movie, and I was like, I went to Google and I said, "Is Operation whatever it was that real?" And sure enough, it was real. It was like an actual thing. So um, I would say if you're into like World War II history and like big budget movies, go watch it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a failed mission, or was it? I do wonder.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, we can get into Hitler and if he escaped and all that in a conspiracy thing at
Or-
some point, but like, I don't know. That's a pretty good movie. If you've never seen it, go watch it.
Yeah.
I think it's
I've
worth
seen it. I saw it when it first came out, but I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah. See, I had never seen it. So, anyways, that's what I start out with. What'd you watch? One of them.
All right. First one was Flight Risk.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
So, really funny story is I was talking to a guy that works at the theater on Tuesday, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I saw it last week, and it's really good." I was like, "I didn't even know it was out already." And he's like, "Yeah, dude, it's only been out for like 2 weeks. It's really good." I'm like, "Oh, cool, cool." And so then I talked to my mom about it on Thursday because she had gone and seen it the weekend of with my dad, so they were talking about it. And then literally Thursday night, I got home from work and I was checking my email, and my Voodoo said pre-order confirmed. And I'm like, well, that means that my movie's coming out. So I looked at my Voodoo because I didn't read the email. It was that movie. That movie came out at midnight on Friday at home. And I'm like,
Nice.
fuck yeah. So we watched it Friday. It was a really good movie.
Was it?
Uh, yeah, it's got Topher Grace, Mark Wahlberg, and some bitch I don't know.
And okay, this is what I heard about it because I work with a guy that went and saw it.
Mhm.
And he said the beginning starts off like in the airport or something, and then the whole rest of the movie is on that plane.
Yes, it starts in a hotel in Alaska,
Okay.
not an airport.
Okay.
And then yes, I would say 97% of the movie is in an airplane,
In that airplane, yeah.
in a little Cessna.
Like when you watch the previews, it doesn't seem it seems like there's a lot that takes place in the plane, but not the whole movie. So I think
Yeah, the
they
whole.
did a yeah, very. So was it good?
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Like I know like the Wahlberg being bald or like
That
in the
was funny.
movie, it is
Yeah,
such a weird look on him. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. He every single one of them did really well. You know,
Okay.
all three actors did really well. Mel Gibson directed it, which
Oh,
I didn't know until after I watched it.
nice.
Um, and of course, because it's on my video, it has the bonus features, which is the making of. I watched the making of. That was really cool
Yeah,
to see how they made it. Um, yeah, the majority of that film's in a little Cessna.
that's crazy. Well,
But it was
I'm gonna have to watch it because it's one I've been wanting to see. The wife's not interested though, which is kind of weird. I don't know if it's because it's. I think she likes Wahlberg, but just she's
Well, it's
not
a really
interested.
good like thriller. It's a good on your
Yeah,
seat suspense.
yeah,
It's funny. There's some really funny lines in there,
yeah. All
you
right.
know. And just Mark Wahlberg's character is really funny. Topher Grace is Topher Grace. He's Eric Foreman, you know.
Is he?
Yeah, and the funny thing is like in the bonus features, like the making of, he's says everything in there. I pretty much I would react the same way I did personally if I was in that same environment. He's like, I
Wow.
really put a lot of personal me into this character,
Yeah.
which I thought is was genius because that's kind of how I saw it. Because I always watch the film and then I watch the other shit because I don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
Um, but yeah, dude, it was really good. I was really impressed. I really
Nice.
liked it.
All right. So
Yeah.
it's on your video.
Yep, it's on the
Dude,
video.
I know like the third or fourth week in a row I'm saying it, but I really got to get that downloaded on the TVs here so that I can start watching this shit. Because I'm sure it's been months since I've been on your video, and you were
Yeah,
like regularly buying movies almost like every week or two. So there's probably like 50 or more new movies out there.
probably. I'm almost at 1,000 movies.
Okay.
I've got probably 100 TV series now. I just bought House because I haven't seen it in a long time, so I just bought House on there.
Yeah. I think
So,
when last I looked, you were in the 7 to 800 zone.
oh shit.
So if you're almost to 1,000, that's almost 200 either movies or TVs shows.
No, that's all strictly movies
Oh,
because
that's
they
all
haven't
movies. So
separated
that's
them.
almost 200 movies since I was last logged into your Voodoo.
Wow.
So there's going to be a lot of content there to
Yeah, because
catch up on.
I'm in the 990s. I just don't know what number 990 I am.
Yeah.
I know I'm
Well, either
close.
way, that's a lot. So I'm going to
Yeah,
have to. You're gonna. It's. I don't know if it's going to be today, but within the next couple weeks, I have to get back in there. So
yeah.
all
Get in
right.
there.
So here's my my third one that I watched. I just watched this last night. I watched two movies yesterday, which is rare for me.
Yeah.
But it was the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, Gene Wilder one.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
and I know I've seen that movie, shit ton of times, and it's still good. I like that movie, man. I hate the Johnny Depp one. Um,
Yeah.
I'm okay with the newest Wonka movie. I actually prefer was it Timothy Chalamet?
Yep. Chalamet. Yeah.
Chalamet. I prefer his pure imagination to Gene Wilder's at this point, but
Yeah.
um anyways, that original
But
Willy Wonka is just such a classic movie. And I just remember it being so scary as a kid. I don't
yeah,
know why.
fucking boat ride, man. That boat ride was scary as
The
shit.
boat ride's terrifying, but when you watch it now, the boat's literally not moving. It's just the
Yeah.
visuals on the side. Like it's like as a kid, I thought the boat was moving fast, or they were at least making it seem like it was moving fast. But like the
Mhm.
more like as an adult, I watch like Gene Wilder's hair. It's you can tell he's just sitting there because he's got
Right.
hair that would be moving if the boat was moving, you know.
Right.
And I don't know. I there's one thing that I like. You know how people like Seinfeld, they'll like draw out the how the apartment would be, like if you were to look down at like a drawing of it, and they say the apartment's impossible for it to be what it is. Well, because on a set, you have this room, and then there's space in this warehouse, and then there's this room, and you know what I mean? Like they're not necessarily connected and shit.
Right.
To basically say like Seinfeld's apartment and how the door is in the hall, it's an impossible like way. Like the hall would literally go through the kitchen or something like that. Anyways, what I'd like for somebody to do, and I'm sure it's out there, is the factory. Because you like if you watch how they move through the factory, the candy factory, and like draw out like what that would look like. I like that kind of shit. Like
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
um and anyways, such a good classic movie. That's something else. So then yeah, what's your next one?
Uh, Went and saw Captain America: Brave New World yesterday.
Did you?
Did.
Okay, and this is with the new Captain America
Yes,
and Harrison Ford as Red Hulk.
correct.
I only know this because I saw previews for it.
Yeah,
So how was it?
it's good. It was good. um, I don't, I don't particularly like Anthony Mackie as Captain America
Okay.
because I'm racist, like Target, obviously. Um, but no, I mean it's always been Chris Evans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's Captain America to me. And Anthony was Falcon. You know what I mean? So it's weird to me to have it switch. And I don't follow character or comic books, so I'm assuming that's the natural progression in the comic book, but I don't know. Um,
So wait,
I do,
this guy played Falcon and now he's Captain America. How do you make the transition?
when Captain America gave up and retired, he handed him the shield and said, "You're Captain America now."
But so then just Falcon just doesn't exist anymore?
They have a new Falcon, a new kid training to be Falcon.
Oh, I see. So
Yep.
I didn't know superheroes could just trade their superhero. Like I thought once you were Batman, you were Batman. And and I'm not saying like different actors playing it. I'm saying like
Yeah, like
Bruce
you're
Wayne
Batman,
was
you're always
always
Batman.
Batman. It's not like all of a sudden, well, Bruce Wayne's retired now, so now it's going to be John African American Smith
Right, right.
or whatever you said earlier. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
okay, no, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, maybe in the comic books, is that a thing? Did they do that, or is this just for the Marvel movie
I
universe
I think I think that's what happened.
in the comic book?
I think because otherwise they wouldn't have comic nerds that are like so into Marvel and shit would
Yeah,
not let it happen, would throw a fucking fit. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So it's got to be what happens, you
huh?
know.
Okay,
Just like well, like talking about different characters, like Robert Downey Jr. died as Iron Man, but he's coming back as Doctor Doom.
what?
You didn't know that?
Well, I knew he was there was something going on with Iron Man. I didn't know he was coming back as a different character.
Yeah, he's coming back into the Marvel universe as Doctor Doom. Yeah.
Now, is this in the comic books, or is this just
No,
because
no,
he
it's
got
because
tired of playing Iron Man?
he got tired of playing Iron Man and wants more money.
So they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make you Doctor Doom."
Yep. So my guess, the way that they'll play it with the Marvel universe, like the MCU, is he's still Tony Stark from a different universe, and that Tony Stark became Doctor Doom. That's going to be my
Uh,
guess. I could be wrong. They may not, but I mean, that's what makes sense to me,
yeah,
And once again, I don't know the storyline of Doctor Doom because I don't follow comic books, but
yeah.
that's how I see them doing it. Being like, well, it's still Tony Stark from a different universe, and he's Doctor Doom.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm so far behind. I'll never catch up in terms of the Marvel
That's
universe.
the way I see it. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll see when he comes out. I think he's supposed to be in the summer movie.
Oh, okay. Huh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so would you recommend it?
You're frozen. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we're having a connection issue right now.
So yeah, so I mean it was good. I did like it. You know what I mean?
Uh, okay, there you go. It like jumps, like you were
There you
stuck
go.
for like a minute, dude. I could hear you,
So are
but
you.
your face was stuck, and I was like, okay, this
Yeah,
is
so
weird.
are you.
All right.
But yeah, so if you're into Marvel movies, I would say go watch it. There's not any other characters in there that you have to watch another movie to see, so you know everybody. I mean, he's playing Captain America, and you can see he used to be Falcon because Captain America now has wings. He can fly and shit like Falcon did. Um, the difference is he didn't take the serum that Chris Evans' character did to become Captain America. He's just putting on the suit, and so he's a natural human, you know. But other than that, it's a good movie. So I liked it. It was good. I like Harrison Ford. It's cool to see him as the Red Hulk,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
So the last one I saw, late, like the last showing at the theater, it was called Love Hurts.
Okay.
Have you even heard of this?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. I've heard the
So
name of the movie. I don't know what it is.
I was looking earlier in the week at like what movies are out, and I'm going down the names of the movies, and I'm like, no, no, no. Love Hurts comes across. I'm like, no, because when you hear Love Hurts, I'm thinking, well, it's Valentine's Day. It's got to be a love story, whatever.
Yeah.
So what it is actually, so then my wife was like, have you seen the preview to Love Hurts? And I'm like, no, I have, like, no interest. It's probably a love story. I'm not into that shit. And she's like, you should watch the preview. So I watched the preview, and it's like basically like a Jackie Chan movie. Like,
Okay.
but with a kind of a maybe like the B story is like the love story, but it's not a whole lot of like love. It's basically um it's I don't know. I couldn't even tell you the name of the guy. The acting was not great in this movie. It was very
Jackie.
campy, and that whole like martial arts, but gory. It's not like the fight scenes like you'd see in like a John Wick. It was
Mhm.
more, it was more that like, where they're like doing all this shit and flips
Like
and
Rush.
kicks and kind of. I've never seen Rush Hour, but yeah, I'm imagining it's a Jackie Chan style movie without Jackie Chan. There's an Asian guy as the guy. He plays like a realtor. He got out of the life that he used to have as like a stone cold killer or whatever for his brother, and whatever. Now he's made it to the top of being a realtor, and then something brings him back in. You know what I mean? So
Right.
or love brings him back in or whatever. So, anyways, they go through this thing, and he fights all these people and yada yada yada. And it was a typical, that campy kind of karate action, uh, gory kind of just. It was okay. I can't say it was a great movie. It was okay. Um,
Okay.
if you're into that kind of movie, go see it. But like based on the name of the movie, I just assumed it was, something with you know, two people falling in love and their journey through life. And it wasn't that at all. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I've never even seen a trailer for it.
yeah, it was okay. I mean, if you're like, eh, go see it. What I said doesn't sound interesting, you ain't missing nothing. You know what I mean? So,
I did lie. I did watch another movie with Joy.
okay.
You're Cordially Invited.
Oh, I've heard of this. Oh, this is the one with Will Ferrell and
Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon.
yeah. Now this looked from the previews, it looks funny.
It
How
is.
was it?
It was good. It was funny. It was funny. It was very much like American Pie meets Wedding Crashers meets Step Brothers.
Okay.
Um, Will Ferrell's daughter gets engaged. And so he calls this fucking island like it's like a what's the Martha's Vineyard type place.
Yeah.
Super posh, super exclusive, and they only have enough room for one wedding at a time. So he calls and reserves the wedding for this date. And the lady taking the reservation is like, yeah, okay. Oh, the pen's not working. She's trying. She's writing, but nothing's showing up. And then she's like, I'll get a pen and do it. He's like, all right, cool. Thank you. Hangs up the phone. She goes to get another pen, has a heart attack, and dies.
Mm.
2 weeks later, Reese Witherspoon's daughter gets engaged. She calls, same exact weekend. The guy answers, is like, oh, yeah, no problem. Nobody's on there. I'll write you down. So he writes him down. Problems I have with that right there. I don't know about you, but if you travel anywhere, I'm pretty sure you have reservations,
Yeah.
right? So all of these people from both sides of the family come to this one wet island for a wedding, but don't have any reservations. Like that bothers me. You know what I mean? But they show up and they both get there at the same time and they go to check in and Will Ferrell's like, yeah, I've got a reservation for this. He's like, oh, sorry, don't have you on the list. And he's like, no, I called and I talked to this lady. She's like, oh, she died. And he's like, what? And he's like, I was probably the last one that talked to you. It was the mom, your mother. And she took my reservation. He's like, I'm sorry. She's got a reservation. Reese Witherspoon does. And Will Ferrell's like, what the hell? So he grabs a piece of pencil and does the little trick. And you can see, he's like, there's her name right there. She wrote it, and he's like, well, we're going to have to figure something out. So they figure out a way to have the Reese Witherspoon's wedding inside. Will Ferrell's is outside. And of course, Will Ferrell's family is a lot more fun, we'll say.
Yeah.
So they're loud, having a good time. Reese Witherspoon's a little more reserved, a little more high and tight, hoity-toity.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as all good things do on a wedding, it rains.
Well, yeah.
So they have to come inside, and it just becomes this big fucking ordeal. And then it's Reese is pissed because Will Ferrell's family is ruining her wedding, and so she decides she's going to start ruining his wedding, and it's just chaos ensues between the two of them. And of course, as every good love story happens, Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell end up killing each other. So
For real?
no, they end up together.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Of course.
In some odd turn of events, yes.
Yeah, but it's a good movie. It was funny. I liked it. It was free. I like it that it was free.
Yeah.
So it's on, I think, Hulu or Prime or one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so watch that. It was pretty good. It's
All
funny.
right. Nice.
It's funny.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it. We don't have time for my rant again, so
Oh, I know.
it's okay.
We're gonna have a rant next week about not having a rant.
I got 2 rants now, ready to
Oh.
go, chambered. So we'll get to them eventually. But yeah, we're sitting at over an hour and a half. So
All right. Well, we should probably call it a day then.
that's gonna do it for this episode. Let's do some social medias real quick, huh?
Yeah. Plug us, bro.
All right. We'll start with the email. If you want to email us, because you make denim hockey jerseys or something, and
Yeah, or you want
to get our size.
either that or you want us to, talk shit about you and make fun of your dear Dave. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or just send in your Dear Dave and we won't make fun of it. But
Yeah,
when you write these, think more detail. Like,
yeah. Give us as much information as you can without telling us who you are, basically.
or if you do say who you are, just I'll leave your name and certain things out. But like, if you're gonna mention that Target's racist, why don't you give some more to that, or just leave that line out? Doesn't pertain to anything. Anyways, here's the email. Let's stop criticizing and
I was just throwing out there.
just saying. If you want to email us for any reason, it's guyswhostillhigh5@gmail.com. What I do recommend is going over to Patreon and subscribing to us over there. It's if you can go and be a free subscriber and watch and listen to these shows. But you can also subscribe for $5 a month and get extra stuff. Deeper dives of the Dear Daves, deeper dives of the Conspiracy Corners, Drunk Not Drunk History. There's like, I don't know, I guess you'd call them skits or something like that, that we do based on some news stories. Just a whole bunch of stuff like that, extra stuff. We might start doing the rants over there because we can't ever seem to get them out in the show.
Hey.
We might start doing deeper dive rants.
There you
and
go.
then followed up by a meditation moment. Maybe those become something that we do over there because we can't get to them in the regular show. I don't know. Either way, go to Patreon, patreon.com/guys who still high five, all spelled out. 5 is spelled out. Or you can go to YouTube and you can watch and listen over there. YouTube, it's at guys who still high five, all spelled out. Follow us on Instagram, guys who still high number 5. On TikTok, it's all spelled out, guys who still high 5. And then on X, you can follow us at guys still high number 5. There is no who because they wouldn't allow it.
Yep.
Too many characters. So
No.
that's all the social medias. And then on top of those, all your podcast platforms, with the exception of Apple, you can find us on. If you just search Guys Who Still High Five on all of them, Spotify and iHeartRadio and Amazon Podcasts or whatever, all that stuff, you can find it.
All the good stuff but Apple.
Yeah, we're not on Apple, and it's because Apple's assholes and for some reason won't let me create a little ditty, Apple ID. They won't let me. I don't know why. So, I really don't. I might probably gonna need your help with that, Dave.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I'll look at that.
we got to figure either that or I need to just talk to someone at Apple and be like, "What the fuck's going on?" But anyways, they won't let me create one. So it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. We're everywhere else anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But
Okay.
Go follow and subscribe at all those places. Anyways, that'll do it for this week. Until next time, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
Let's go.